Okay, let's talk about saving for college. I know, it can feel like this huge, impossible mountain to climb. But what if I told you there's a map? A simple one. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do here. We'll break down the best tools and strategies so you can actually move forward with confidence.
So here's our game plan for the next few minutes. First up, we'll get on the same page. What even is a college fund? Then we'll check out your 4 main savings options before we do a deep dive on the most popular one, the 529 plan. And finally, we'll get super practical and cover how to open an account and, most importantly, how to choose the right one for you. Let's jump in.
All right, section 1. We're starting at square one.
Let's tackle the most fundamental question, right? What exactly are we even talking about when we say college fund?
You know, at its heart, it's actually pretty simple. Think of it like a dedicated savings bucket. It's just money you're setting aside specifically for higher education. We're talking tuition, books, room and board, all of that. So that's the what. Now let's get into the more interesting part, the how.
Okay, so how do you actually build one of these things? Well, let's open up the old savings toolbox. Turns out you've got 4 main tools you can use, and you've got to know each one works a little differently.
Okay, this chart breaks down your 4 main options. And honestly, it really all comes down to 2 big things, taxes and control. On one side, you've got the heavy hitters, right? The 529 plan and the Coverdell ESA. These were literally designed for education savings, and they have this awesome tax-free growth. The Coverdell is great, but it has some tighter limits on contributions and age. On the complete opposite end, you have a regular old savings account. Super simple, super flexible. But you get 0 tax breaks, which is a huge drag on your money's ability to grow. And then you've got this wild card, the custodial account. It seems flexible, but as we're about to see, it comes with a massive catch about who's in charge of the money. And boom, right here, this is maybe the most important difference you need to understand. With a 529, you, the parent or guardian, you're always in the driver's seat. You control the account. But with a custodial account, well, the moment your kid turns 18 or 21, that money is legally theirs. They can do whatever they want with it. Tuition or a brand new car. That's a huge, huge factor for a lot of families. So yeah, that 1-2 punch of keeping control and getting those powerful tax benefits, that's exactly why we're going to zoom in on the 529 plan now. It's the most popular tool out there for a very, very good reason.
Okay, listen up, because this is the magic of the 529. It's what they call a double tax advantage. Your money grows over the years completely tax-free. Then when you pull it out for school stuff, it's still tax-free. Let's put that in real terms. If your account grows by, say, 10 grand, in a normal investment account, you could lose $1,500 or more of that to taxes. In a 529, you keep the whole thing. That is just an incredibly powerful engine for long-term savings.
And just look at this chart. It really drives the point home. We're looking at 2 accounts with the exact same contributions. See that growing gap between the 2 bars? That's not just a drawing. That's the power of tax-free compounding in action. That's your money working harder for you. Over 10 or 15 years, that gap can mean thousands and thousands of extra dollars for college. All right, so maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm sold. This sounds pretty good. How do you actually get one started? Well, the good news is it's way more straightforward than you probably think. You've basically got 4 clear paths.
You've got choices. First, you can go straight to your own state's plan, which is a great place to start, especially if your state gives you a tax break for doing it. Second, you can go through a big financial company, maybe one you already use. Third, there are some great online platforms that let you compare all the different plans side by side. And fourth, check with your job. Some employers offer this as a benefit, and you can even have the money taken right out of your paycheck. Super easy.
And we're not talking about some obscure, hard-to-find accounts. We're talking about huge household names like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab. And there are also amazing websites like savingforcollege.com that are built specifically to help you sort through all this. So yeah, these are trusted, accessible places to get started.
Okay, so you've got all these options. That's great. But how do you actually choose the right one for your family? Let's walk through a super simple checklist to help you nail it down.
Here's your 4-point checklist. First up, state tax benefits. Simple question, does your state give you a tax deduction for using its plan? Because if so, that could be a huge win. Number 2, fees. You gotta look for low fees. Every single dollar you pay in fees is a dollar that's not growing for your kid's education, so keep them low. Third, investment options. Does the plan have choices that match how you feel about risk? And finally, number 4, portability.
And here's some great news. Most of these 529 plans are portable. That means you can use the money at pretty much any eligible school in the entire country, not just the ones in your state.
Look, if there is only one thing you remember from all of this, please let it be this right here. Time is your absolute best friend when it comes to saving. Every single dollar you put away today has years, maybe even decades to grow. I'm telling you, starting small right now is so much more powerful than waiting to start big 5 years from now.
All right, we've laid out the map for you. You know what a college fund is, you know your options, and you know how to get started. So really, there's only one question left, and it's the most important one of all. What's your first step going to be?